Can you tell where the seam is on any of these? Because I'm guessing you can't even find more than one. This one has a very visible seam, and this one, I had to look for a minute just to find myself. These 3 crochet circles each have a different invisible join technique, and today we're going to be comparing all 3 head to head because, as you know, a lot of these techniques say invisible, but it's not, especially when you flip it over and you can see the lumps and bumps on the back, or they can't even be used with color work. And if this is your very first time here, I'm Alicia of Little John Yarns, and if you enjoy learning these awesome techniques and making your crochet look more professional, make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you're always up to date. Now, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I have an invisible join technique video that has almost 3 million views. Crazy. And it's proof that you guys like to keep things nice, neat, and clean. And a visible seam is one of those things that can make the difference between something looking handmade versus something looking homemade. But since that original video, I've discovered new methods, and I wanted to put all 3 together in one place so you can see exactly what each one looks like up close and make an informed decision for your own projects. Today, we're going to be comparing the faux stitch join, the reverse slip stitch, and the hook removal reverse slip stitch. Also, during my testing, I found something out that can make all these joins obsolete, but you're going to have to wait to the end of the video to find out exactly what that is. So let's hop into it. All of these methods are going to be worked with double crochet. And first up, we are going to do the faux stitch method. If you're new to this, make sure you have stitch markers so you know exactly where all your stitches are. We are going to put a single crochet into the ring and chain 1 loosely. This single crochet and chain 1 is going to count as a double crochet, and I recommend you placing a stitch marker into that chain so you know exactly where the top of this faux double crochet is. Now I'm just going to place 9 more double crochets into this ring, and I'll meet you back at the other side. We made it back around, and now it's time to join. Alright, so I'm going to pull my loop long and remove my crochet hook. Make sure your yarn is behind your work. Alright, here is our first loop that we have our stitch marker in. We are not going to be working into that loop. We're going to be working into this next double crochet. So we're going to skip this one and work into that second double crochet. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker. And remember where that second double crochet is. And now I'm going to insert my hook from back to front under both of those loops and pick up this working loop and pull through. And we just created that faux stitch. See how the loop is right here and it pulls and tightens? The faux stitch will be where that loop is pulling. Can you see? That is our faux stitch. And you can tighten this up so you don't have any gaps in your work. And we're going to start our row just like before. We're just going to single crochet back into that same stitch. And chain 1 to represent your double crochet. Now I'm just going to do my normal increase for my round. So I'm placing 2 double crochets into each stitch. Pause your video here and I'll show you how to join this and work into that last stitch once we make it back around. We've made it back around, and now we're going to work into that faux stitch that we made. So remove that and put your last 2 stitches in, which are 2 double crochets, into that last stitch. And we'll finish off the round just like before by pulling up a loop, removing your hook, putting your working yarn behind your work, and then going into that second stitch. Remember, here's the single crochet, chain 1, that counts as a double crochet, and we're going to insert our hook from back to front and grab that loop and pull through. And can you see that space right here? This will be your faux stitch. Let me get my yarn right. And just pull that tight, and you would start just like before by going back into that same stitch, making a single crochet and chaining 1. and you complete your round as typical. So let me show you what this looks like finished up right here. Minus the tail. Can you really tell where the seam is? The positives about this, that it is basically invisible. When I turn it over, the seam is even invisible from the back. The cons about this, the stitch does travel. So if you're doing like tapestry or like a grafghan or design type work, this will not work with a lot of color changes. All right, so let's go over the 3 points. The ease of this. This is a tedious join and it takes some time. The quickness, like I said, it's not the quickest, but is it invisible? Yes, I think it's a great invisible join and I like it, so I give it a thumbs up. Next up is the reverse slip stitch. I've already came to the end of my round. What we're going to do is pull the working yarn forward. And all you have to do is insert your hook from back to front into that very first stitch. So go from back to front and just yarn over and complete your slip stitch. And then you bring your chain to the height of your double crochet and double crochet back into that same stitch as normally. The pros about this is super easy. All right, so we talked about the ease. It is completely easy to do. Quickness, it's super quick. But is it invisible? So let's take a look. All right, I can kind of see it. It's still kind of invisible, so it's not as invisible as the last one. Let's turn around to the back. Oop, it's blurry. It's not too bad from the back. All right, I'll give this one a thumbs up. The next invisible join that we'll be doing is the hook removal reverse slip stitch. So I started my row with normal double crochets. I chained 2 to bring to the height of the double crochet. So I'm going to pull the loop a little long, take out my hook, turn my work. Our yarn is going to be pulled towards the back. Insert your hook from back to front into that very first double crochet. Put your yarn back on the hook and pull through. And that's it. We're going to tighten it off and we're going to start our round as normal by chaining 2 to bring it to the height of the double crochet and double crochet back into that same stitch. And you continue as normal. So let's take a peek at this one. Is it invisible? No, I see the stitches. I can see all of my chain 2s. They're kind of pushed further back, like they're a little bit recessed. And when I turn it around, probably with this color it's hard to see, but you can see like a thicker piece, all the chain 2s that are pushed to the back. So the ease of the stitch, yes, is easy. Is it quick? It's quick. Is it invisible? I can still see the stitch, as you can see it going right here. All right, now let's look at all these side by side to see which one is truly the best. We have all of our invisible joins laid out. Can you tell exactly where the seam is? To help you out, all the seams are facing upwards. Can you see them? First, we'll look at the faux stitch join. This one was a tedious stitch. Yes, it is invisible, but when you flip it over, you will get a slight ridge, and you cannot work with color work with this because the stitch will travel over 1 stitch each round. All right, next up is the reverse slip stitch. If I spin this, you really can't tell where the join is. I like this because it's quick and easy and it doesn't take that much work. You flip it over and you do not get very much of a seam at all in the back. I like it. It's quick and easy. Last up is the hook removal reverse slip stitch, which is my least favorite. As you can see, all the stitches look recessed and you can see the seam visibly. And you flip it over and you get this thick bump on the back. So I don't like this. And the strange discovery that I found out after doing all these, I want to do a comparison what it looks like with when you use a chain 3 as a double crochet. Can you find where I put the chain 3 on a double crochet? You might, but it's not that noticeable. Listen, guys, you don't have to go through all type of hoops just to get an invisible join. This is a basic chain slip stitch into the top of a chain 3. Yes, you see it, but flip it around some. It's really not that visible. It's right here. I can see it because I can tell where the tail was on the back. It's really not that visible. So if you want to do one of these, that's fine. If not, just stick to what you know. All right, guys, so you want to know the winner of all these? I would choose the reverse slip stitch. It's invisible, it's quick, it won't slow you down when you do any of your patterns, so I definitely recommend. So which join do you do at the end of your pattern? Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this comparison video, check out my visible yarn join video right here, and I'll see you all on the very next one. Bye, guys.